Hit North Carolina, the devastation is starting to sink into the west. President Bush declared 16 counties federal disaster areas today. Now, Evan was mostly rain. The devastation is at times overpowering.
Ivan is one storm neighbors in the mountains of Macon County won't soon forget. An aerial view shows mudslides were like a water-powered bulldozer. The powerful shift in the ground swallowed roads and homes and mowed down practically everything in its path. People are now trying to clean up and recover, but the search for survivors continues. Rescue teams are still looking for people swept away in what's described as a wall of water. This is Peaks Creek in Macon County. People who live nearby say there was no warning. A deadly rush of water smashed more than 24 homes.
Rescuers from across the state raced to the mountains with the threat of rain and subsequent mudslides. A team from Garner just returned from a draining 2 days. They pulled several people from the rubble. Tonight, one worker tells our John Bachman all about it, and you see this video, and the challenges that these guys faced was incredible.
It really is, Ken, and it really is just an amazing story. It's both tragic, heroic. The Garner team was called to the mountains for a swift water rescue. They never put their boats in the water, but they still made a dramatic rescue. They pulled a woman out from underneath the wreckage of her own home.
By Friday, Peaks Creek was back in its banks, leaving behind a wall of debris at least 7 feet tall. In the daylight, Chuck Webb and his rescue team relived what they call a miraculous save.
Here's our automobile. Here's where we spent 9 hours.
This rubble was a house ripped off its foundation by a mudslide. The pregnant woman was trapped underneath.
Compressing all this together on her leg here.
She was wedged between the wreckage of her own home, a car, and tree trunks.
Her name is Christy. I'm not sure of the last name. We spoke to her with Christy all night long was the name we used.
Christy was pinned on top of her dead 2-year-old son. Her mother-in-law was next to her. Christy had a badly broken leg and was yelling for help.
Anytime you get a victim that looks you eyeball to eyeball and says, please get me out of here, how long is it going to be? And you can't give them a straight fact answer. That weighs heavy on you.
What's worse is Christy's husband, a volunteer firefighter, was called out right before the mudslide hit his home. His department was actually called to rescue his family.
The emotions flowed, from all sides. When you got the rescuers in the hole to the fireman who was standing behind you holding the flashlight so you could see.
The whole time they were digging, the pile of debris was dangerously close to collapsing. But eventually, Webb's team and 30 others pulled Christy to safety.
And there's no doubt without the team effort from everybody, Sheriff's Department, local fire departments, our team, and just everything working together, that we do feel like we had a direct impact on her life.
Webb says Christy lost her baby and had to have her leg amputated at the hospital, but she is recovering. And in all, the team from Garner rescued 7 people in Macon County.
You got to take your hat off to those guys.
It's incredible what they do. They risk their lives, and then, of course, they are able to save some people in the process. So.
Appreciate that.